this one day. And when I thought about it, I decided when I tried it, I could make time go away. But you gotta make time for time.
First we're here. Well, winter is upon us, and I just want to take a couple minutes to share with you some tips that you can use when running in the winter. So the first thing is you want to be dressed appropriately. Now this morning when I headed out, it was -10, and some people might find that cold, but actually when you're running, it's actually warmer than if you were walking, for example, because your body temperature is heating you up. So what you want to make sure is that you're dressed appropriately. Now the first thing is you want to have a base layer that's breathable. Performance t-shirt or something like that is the best way to go when you're running. Some people say, well, you know, you wear thermal underwear, but I can tell you that you're going to get too hot wearing thermal underwear. And then the next thing you want is a mid-layer which will be a breathable microfiber fleece type of thing, and then something to block the wind, which will be your top layer. Okay, so those are the three elements. Now for myself, I always wear just a regular windbreaker as my top layer. I wear a performance fleece, which is this one here, is a Polartec 100. It's very, very thin because it was -10 this morning, so I don't want something too thick. And then for my base layer, I just use a regular performance tee, and you see it's my team in training tee, but I just use a regular performance tee. So that way, it's wicking the moisture away from my body through the performance tee into my mid layer, which is my Polartec or Polar fleece, very microfiber fleece, and then out through my breathable outer layer, which is just a windbreaker. It's breathable, and then that way, the heat is keeping. I'm staying warm. I'm breathing. The sweat is wicking out through my fabrics, all three layers, and that way I can not get wet. Because what happens is, if you get wet, if your sweat stays on your skin, you'll get cold. Okay, so this way, if I touch anything, nothing is really wet because the moisture just wicked right out. Right, so I'm not cold. The other thing is gloves. I like to wear polar fleece gloves. You can also wear the thin gloves that you can buy at the dollar store or whatever, just to cut the wind, because your hands are going to stay warm. Like if you could look at my hand, you can actually see the moisture evaporating from my skin because I'm still hot from my run. And that's why I like the fleece gloves, because they get wet, but on the inside they're still warm. Okay. If I stop running and now they're wet, then they will get cold. But during the runs, when they get wet, you're still generating heat, so they're going to be okay. Hat. I like to wear a Polartec hat, very thin, again microfiber fleece. I could also wear my regular running hat, which is just a nylon breathable mesh. Tights. I like to wear my running tights. Very thin, very thin. I like to put shorts over, and also on really cold days I have a under short that is padded to protect you from freezing, if you know what I mean. Socks. I like to wear Thorlo socks. They're a bit thicker than regular running socks. They breathe the same way, but they really feel great running in the winter. As far as shoes goes, I just wear my regular shoes for running. There's snow on the ground, and the regular shoes are just fine, like on the packed snow. When there's a lot more snow on the ground, I actually put studs, and I'll do another post on that, on studs and winter running shoes. But I like to wear my regular shoes. Now the important thing is when you come back from your run, you got to rinse off all the calcium and sand, so that your shoes don't abnormally wear out faster than they would normally. And what else? Oh, the glasses. I like to wear clear glasses, because usually on winter days you'll have overcast skies like this, so not too much sun. But the reason I wear the glasses is because in the wind my eyes tend to water, and then the water freezes and it just get icicles on my eyebrows and stuff like that. So I like to wear these clear glasses. Blocks the wind, and at the same time, well, you can see fine, and they are UV protected as well, so there's no problem with that. And that pretty much covers it. So in winter running, it's a great time of year to get out. There's a lot less people on the roads. When you get out in the morning, it's dark out, and you see the sunrise. The landscape is completely different. It's a really enjoyable time. Just get out and try it, and you don't have to wear, expensive stuff. Just wear what you have. Make sure that you respect the concept of breathable layers, less layers. Oh, one more important thing. wear less clothes than you think you would need. So for example, -10, you'd think I'd be pretty cold out, but when you're wearing a base layer, a mid layer, which is a microfiber, and a top layer, that's fine for -10. If it goes down to -20, the only thing I will do is make my mid layer a bit thicker. So instead of wearing a 100 fleece, I'll wear a 200 fleece. And then when it goes to -30, well then I'll put in a balaclava, something to protect my face. But right now, I mean, it's really not that cold for that. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Cheers. Oh, by the way, there's a lot more tips on my blog. So if you want to just click on the link, it'll bring you to my blog post, and you'll see some great more winter running tips there. All right, Patrick Presshorse signing off.